Hey, so today I'm going to give y'all some relationship advice based on my bad experience. I'm the type of person that I learn from experience, and I also learn from other people's bad experiences, you know, and it prevented me in life not to go through certain things because of what other people went through. But the Taurus in me is stubborn. So, and I have a high intuition, and I ignored it throughout the years of my life. My whole 20s was a disaster with relationships. And I ended up getting married, but I just want to warn y'all about some red flags so y'all won't go through what I go through. Now, the first relationship tip that I'm going to give y'all is do not listen to those friends or people that you see online or anywhere that be like, don't never get relationship advice from your single friends. I'm married while I'm making this video, but just because you're in a relationship, this thing keep on falling. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you're happy. People put on a facade. People put on a facade. People pretend that they're happy. I'm in a relationship that the person that I'm with pretends that everything is perfect until now. Now, he makes everybody think that I'm the wicked witch of the West or whatever, narcissistic behavior. But anyways, sometimes it's good to get, relationship advice from your single friends. If your single friends has certain experiences. I'm not talking about those single friends that didn't have much experience, I might have to re-record this video because my son. But some people, like, they probably been in long-term relationships, broke up, want to give you advice, and they want to help you. So I suggest you take advice from people that have experience. Don't look at their relationship status. Here's a good example. I know a couple that been together for like over 50 years. They're not single. And just from looking at it, you wouldn't know, like, if you just met them, that the guy is abusive. And he's been abusive all his life, almost killed the woman, beat her bloody and everything. So you would take advice from them because they're not single. But, okay, I know you would say no, but if you didn't know their business, you probably would, because you're listening to those people that be like, oh, don't take advice from single friends. I'm just saying, so you can learn from anybody. Some of your single friends, they might not have too much experience, and that's probably why they're single. But I don't really have a hard time getting into relationships. I just picked the wrong people. And now I'm prepared to pick the right person. Alright, so my video was like constantly being interrupted, and I completely lost my chain of thought of what I was saying. And since I don't like editing these videos, I'm not gonna rewind it back to, remember where I was at. So I'm just gonna move it forward. Alright, here's the red flags. These are the things that you have to look out for while dating. Now, these are the beginning stages, but I'm going to also give y'all red flags if y'all stubborn like me and y'all stay too deep in and y'all keep on trying to find a good in somebody and trying to work things out and going in and out, of a relationship with somebody because they apologize and you think that they're going to have changed behavior. I give the long-term relationships, advice too. But here's like in the beginning stages. Buying you stuff too early. Now, a lot of women, they be like, oh, if you can't pay my bills, I don't want you. A man's supposed to pay this and pay that and buy me this and buy me. Listen, if you just known him for a week, a month, even a few months, like, if he's doing too much, he's doing too much. He should not be buying you no expensive jewelry and paying your bills and stuff like that if you just met him. Now, it's okay if he do that, if he's genuinely in his heart want to do that and he's a nice person. But how would you know if he's really a nice person if you just met him? Now, I'm not saying this for a guy, you know, that you probably know for a while and y'all just start dating. But this is a complete stranger. You don't know what his motives is. You don't know what his psyche is. You don't know if he's crazy. You don't know if he's going to expect something out of you. And I'm not going to say my friend name, you know, respects her privacy. But she just got out of a situation like this, you know. Like, she was calling me, telling me, like, oh, he bought me, you know, a promise ring. And he paid my phone bill. And they only known each other for a week. So I'm like, well, I don't want to sound like no hater, but my grandmother always told me growing up, never allow a man to buy you expensive things or buy you anything at all, really, like that. Like, you know, pricey too early in a relationship, you know. And I think what she meant was the dangers of it, like to get to know him, because he might think you owe him something. You might not be able to pay him back, or he might be, you know, nuts. And it turns out that the guy was controlling. A month later, he wanted her to cut off all her friends and, you know, and family, and he was stalking her and added all her friends on social media. I kind of went through that too, but we're talking about this situation. Saying that he's gonna commit suicide if she don't answer the phone, because she just like really like just was done with him and didn't want nothing else to do. So I hope she took my advice. I'm not gonna say what my advice was up here, because he might be stalking me too. See, you be putting your friends in dangers too, messing with these crazy a-holes. But if you're stalking me, I'm gonna put some jewelry on you, so but not. I'm not really, I haven't done that to nobody yet. Alright, so the second red flag besides buying stuff, I kind of mentioned it already, but a person that wants you not to speak to your friends or family. I once had a guy, he was a Libra. I'm very cautious about male Libras now because of this person. But he claims that he didn't have social media. So he knew that I was on social media a lot, and this was like it was just a terrible relationship. Like, I rushed into it with him. We rushed in, whatever, and I known better, but I just was like really going through something. I was hurt as hell because I just ended like a 4-year relationship with somebody that I really loved, and I wanted to get my mind off of things and try something new, and I was just being stupid. So that's why I dated him. But that relationship ended like after 2 months. He ended up trying to choke me. But anyways, this guy wanted me to delete all of my male Facebook friends. And I was explaining to them, like, this is a family member. This is somebody I network with. You know, he didn't care who the hell it was. He wanted me to delete them. And I was like, no. And then I had to delete them because the guy was threatening me. So this was a domestic violence situation. So I had to delete these people because the guy was like right in my face threatening me. And I didn't feel like nobody trying to put their hands on me, or, you know, I was just trying to avoid a situation. So, you know, after being, you know, trying to over explain myself, I'm like, okay, this nigga's crazy. Excuse my language. I was like, you know, this guy's crazy. Let me delete them, and I just add them back once he gone, and I ain't never gonna speak to his ass again. And I kind of did that, you know. But I forgot like what made me start talking to him again. I think he was looking for a job. This was another red flag. I let him meet like one of my old bosses. The guy's handsome, but you know, I wasn't into him like that, whatever. And I guess that got the man jealous, because when we went to the place, I was talking to my old boss, letting him know about the person I was dating and that he's looking for a job. And, you know, we started talking about, he was asking me how was the kids and everything, because, you know, like, they know me. Everybody didn't know me. It was like a community, like family, whatever. So after he asked my ex-boyfriend a few questions, whatever, we left. So when we got to the train station, the guy, got mad and was like, oh, why was you talking so long to your ex-boss? Do you want to F him? He said the full word. I'm trying not to curse on here. I'm like, what are you talking? And before I could finish my sentence, the guy busted my lip. And my lip was swollen. And my dumb behind should have took the first red flag, because he was doing like a whole bunch of crazy stuff and I just met him. So, and this was like the end of our relationship after he did that crap. Like, he put his hands on me. So the scary part was when we was walking through Penn Station, I could not find not one police officer. I was looking for a police officer and could not find nobody. Like, the guy was following me, and I wear my wigs, whatever. He was like, oh, I'll snatch your wig off in public if you keep on walking too fast and trying to get away from me. So to avoid public humiliation, red flag right there too, I was walking with a busted lip with this guy following me amongst thousands of people with no police officers, and all I wanted to do was find a police officer to ask for help. And the train station didn't even have like the booth. You know how in New York that the train stations have the booths where I don't like these pop-ups on my screen because it distracts me. That have the booth where you could speak to somebody that worked there. Like, they didn't have a booth. So without the booth, I couldn't ask somebody who worked there to call the police, whatever. So I took the train to to stop there I live. So I thought in my mind, I'm like, all right, this guy's following me. So what I'm gonna do, I know where a police station at on my way home. I'm gonna take the route where I have to pass by the police station. So I ended up getting off the train, and finally I seen somebody that that was wearing like a uniform, whatever. So I assumed that she was like a police or authority, and it was really bothersome. It was a black woman. Like, women is so damn jealous, and let me tell you why. So I told the woman, I'm like, this guy is stalking me. He just busted my lip in the police station, but I'm yelling because I'm hysterical, and I'm like, really just want this guy to stop following me, and I want him to get away from me, And I'm explaining to her, my situation, why he's calm, whatever. So, she told me to walk ahead, and then she was like, and me and you, talking to my ex, we'll go across the street, give her time to get wherever she going. So when I get halfway to the house, he's still following me. He's right behind me, following me into my damn house. So then he tells me, oh yeah, that police officer you saw, she was like, yeah, woman love lying on men, whatever. You could do better than that. You could do better than her. Go find you somebody, worth it. Like, I'm like, how dare she say? In my mind, I'm like, how dare, I'm walking around with a busted ass lip, and you talking about that this guy could do better than me. I don't care about anybody better than me. I'm hoping that you call the police on this guy so he could stop, because he like literally assaulted me, but he's free. So now I'm in the house with this guy because he follows me in, whatever. And I don't know, I can't remember the whole story, but the guy ended up choking me to the point where I could not talk, whatever, or scream for help. And I really thought I was gonna die. And he got off of me, and then he left. I could barely talk, my voice was hoarse, locked my door, and then I ended up calling the police. And the way this story ended up getting order protection. The relationship was only a month and a half, and I pressed full charges, and I left the guy alone. It was no way in hell I was going to stay in another abusive relationship. I was in one before, and I'm like, damn, I just known him for a month and a half, and all this happened. So that's the red flag. Once you start seeing somebody acting crazy, whatever, and controlling, and don't want you, you know, to speak to family members and stuff, and then like if they put their hands on you, leave. All he had to do was put his hands on me like one damn time. So that's a major red flag. Like, you know, nobody have the right to do that. And now I have a thing against male Libras because of that. Let me see. I'm trying to see what else. Okay, here's another red flag. And this is like a recent thing that I'm going through. When I first met the guy that, you know, I'm dealing with. Now, this is like controlling narcissistic behavior. A red flag is a guy that's telling you how to dress. Now, it's okay for him to tell you what he'd like to see you in. You know, occasionally if y'all going out once in a clear blue moon, but not all the time. You know? And I noticed that this guy, like, every time I'm looking like a ragamuffin, he have nothing to say. But when I, like, you know, put my little makeup on, or even, like, do my hair nice, or wear, like, a certain color, or wear, like, a pretty dress, or whatever, it never fails. He always has something to say. And, you know, sometimes like, oh, yeah, your makeup and your hair making you look clownish. Oh, you need to tone it down. Oh, you shouldn't do your hair like this. You shouldn't do your hair like that. I'm like, well, I don't feel confident in wearing my hair any other type of way. Like, and it could be those days where I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I really like fix myself up, like making myself feel good because I look good. Like, oh my God, like I like what I did to my face and my hair. And instead of complimenting me when this guy see me, he always has something negative to say. And he'd be like, oh, we ain't going out nowhere until you change your hair or until you take some of that makeup off. That's a big red flag that I ignored for like the whole period of my relationship. And what y'all need to understand is the way these people, because it could be females too that's doing this. I'm just a woman talking from, you know, a perspective of dating men. But when they do this stuff to you, usually they did this, you know, the same things to the people that they dated before you. And I know for a fact that the guy I'm with did this to people that he dated before me because they told me. All of them. Except for one, because I ain't speak to one of them. But one of his exes know the other one. He did that to her too. That I'm in. So, you know, I have to do what I have to do until, you know, I could be free from this situation. But, you know, that's why I was like, you should take advice from single people too. Because, yeah, I'm married, but I could also be single and telling you this. I could also have already cut him off and got a divorce or whatever. And, you know, went through this. And I could be warning you, you know, so you could avoid whatever I went through. But, let me see. What other red flags from that I could give y'all? Well, y'all already know it's a given. Any physical abuse, the first time they even hit you or even say that they're going to hit you, that's a red flag. My dad told me, if somebody say they're going to do something to you, even if it's just a threat, believe them. If somebody show you who they are, believe them. Because eventually they're going to do it. You know, and if somebody show you who they are, they only showing you the tip of the iceberg. They usually, you know, worse. Is usually more to like the horror story. Relationships are supposed to be loving, you know. There's good times, there's bad times, but you shouldn't be crying every day. You shouldn't be hurt every day. You shouldn't be feeling neglected. You shouldn't be feeling single while you know, married to somebody or in a relationship with somebody. Your exes shouldn't be stalking you. Like, if they stalking you, okay, maybe like the first couple of months after your breakup. I think the max maybe 6 months. But I have an ex that literally stalked me for like 11 years. And he's still doing it now. And he's harassing me. So, I'm just on here to warn y'all. Because I wish that I would have had somebody tell me these things before I went through it. And now that I'm older and wiser and smarter, I know I'm never going to go through this stuff again, because I learned and I've been through some crap. But I haven't told you all the crap that I've been through. I just told you a few things. And it doesn't make me stupid. You know, I'm making myself vulnerable by telling y'all this information just to help y'all. I feel like we go through things so we can help other people. You know? Now, if I'm stupid, I won't be telling y'all this because I want to realize that these are red flags and I'll still be doing this for the rest of my life. I would be single again before I get into another abusive relationship. I swear to God. Let's see. Okay, another red flag is a guy that's trying to embarrass you in public. Or a woman is trying to embarrass you in public. That's always like a big red flag. Like, no, you don't do that. Like, we are one. We together, we are one. You know? Even if they're not trying to embarrass you, like, bad behavior towards other people, like acting ignorant and mean towards other people while, you know, they're with you, that makes you look bad too. Like, the other people's looking at y'all like a couple, like, oh, look at those ignorant people over there, you know. So they're gonna treat both of y'all like crap because they like, well, you're with him, so you must be like him. You know, I had been around people that's just nasty acting. It's so embarrassing because I'm like, I am nothing like this person, you know. And I be wanting to apologize to the people and stuff, and you know, because I be feeling bad because of the way that they acted towards the person. But never continue to deal with somebody that's gonna publicly humiliate you, you know. Another red flag is somebody that's tearing you down verbally. Like, if they calling you stupid, if they calling you fat, if they calling you ugly, even if they doing it as a joke. People be slick dissing, but behind that LOL is really a truth behind it. You know, like narcissists, they try to make you feel less confident about yourself. And after you leave a narcissist, it takes a while to rebuild that confidence. You know, you gotta literally build a brick wall, you know, in order to protect your heart. And then whatever other, like any other relationship you get after that, you're like really cautious, but you're damaged if you're not fully healed. So if you ever broke up with a narcissist, take some time to heal. Don't end up being like the narcissist. Don't be bitter and angry and go into the next relationship. You know, don't go into the relationship in fear. You really have to build yourself up. You really gotta make yourself believe that you're beautiful again. You really have to make yourself believe that you're worthy again. You really have to remind yourself, who are you and what are you in life. You really gotta, like, even if you have to write down all the good qualities that you have. Write down all the bad qualities you think you have and that you have to work on. But at the end of the day, that narcissist wasn't looking at that bad stuff. They just wanted to tear you down because they already have a low self-esteem. And you feeling bad by them makes them feel good. It makes them feel superior towards you. For some reason, it's like they like seeing you sad. They like you being in pain. You know, they like to control you. They like to control your emotions. Some of them are energy vampires. Like, they don't want to see you happy. I've been in a relationship with a narcissist, and you could be in a good mood, and they will see that, and then they will start saying stuff to you that will start an argument, and all of a sudden you feel drained and depressed. You probably want to sleep all day, or you probably want to call and vent to your friends and family about the person. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I lost so many friends because of these bad relationships, like family members and stuff, which I think is wrong on my family end. Don't get me wrong, I'm not making no excuses for them, but I've been through a whole lot of crap where I be calling people, you know, try to seek guidance, or I be needing somebody to talk to or to vent, but Sometimes I could be in a real good mood, and then, I was expecting to speak to somebody that day, and then I end up talking to them. Then I end up complaining about the guy that I'm with because, that's like deeply on my heart and my mind right now. So that's why I'm warning you, like, about these red flags. Like, toxic people will keep you lonely. They will make you scare away all your friends and all your family members, because they will look at you like, oh yeah, they just using me to dump their baggage and problems on me. And that's not even true. Like, people that have been in abusive relationships is really just crying for help. And they really just want to be loved. And, they really just wish that they wasn't in that situation. Some people, it takes them a while to leave because of their circumstances. Or, they new to this, they new to the abuse, and they don't know where it's going and why it's happening, so they stick around a little bit longer than they should. But I don't think that, it's good to cut off the person. Yeah, you might not want to see your friend in pain. You might not want to see your family hurting. Or you might be upset because they calling you, complaining about a person that you told them to leave multiple times. But the last thing you want to do, which I'm not saying that I would do this, I'm too strong to do this, but you don't want your friend or family member to end up either getting killed or committing suicide. Depression is real. Mental health is serious and is real. So you got to think of things in a positive light. Like, maybe it might be too overwhelming for them to complain about that person, whatever. But don't completely cut them off. You could probably, like, spread it out to a distance, do your best to help them. But when you completely cut them off, you leave them feeling lonely, like, oh my God, I don't have nobody else but this person. It causes like a psych reaction for some people. But with me, I'm over that. Like, I'm used to being alone, not having friends or people to talk to or whatnot. I have a few family members that I call here and there, but I try not to burden them anymore, because I know people think differently than me. And, as a pattern, like, where people would just end up, just disappearing out of my life. And I'm like, I'm a damn good person, but at the end of the day, that's the path that I chose, the being, like, to continue with, But like I said, my next relationship, I already know the red flags. If I get in another relationship, because I don't mind being single, I'm just to the point where I don't want to even deal with another guy right now, because it's like, you don't know what they come with. And I'm just sick of dealing with narcissists. I'm sick of dealing with abuse, So I just know for a fact, if I do end up, with somebody else, he ain't gonna be nothing like that. And I'm not gonna even give nobody the opportunity to control me or abuse me in any type of way, physically, mentally, verbally, any type of way, But, some things is a given. Some things people already know, and they say it's common sense. And even though a lot of us do have common sense, a lot of us always try to see the good in people. A lot of us always think that other people probably think like us. A lot of us probably always try to over-explain ourselves to make the narcissist or the toxic person that you're with, see your point of view and believe in you and love you. But if somebody treats you like that, they don't love you. They don't even love